There we go. How about that? Is that better? Okay, that was a glimpse of the mess that is yet to be cleaned up. And that's my project for the week. Let's see. Wow. It's very interesting. Getting in the shot. There we go. So, good morning. How is everybody? You see, we didn't say goodbye. We just said, let's keep in touch. So here we are in the living room, in the room where it happens, and the room where so much work is left to be done. But that's okay, because I'm ready to take a little break and get some exercise with you guys. I couldn't even be bothered to put my shoes on. Oh, it's like I'm on vacation or something. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm doing chin up and down, nice and easy. That feels good. And then look left and right. Sitting up as tall as you can. Sit bones right underneath you. Ooh, crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. It's from all that extra sleep I got last night. First day in I don't know how long of not having to turn on an alarm in the morning. Pretty sweet. I'm sure you all know. I'm doing the reach, straight elbows, trying to keep the spine straight. I'm trying not to lean back or arch back, and just go where your shoulder goes. Beautiful. I'm so glad it's a little bit cooler. That helps a lot. Good. I'm going elbows together in front and then open. Ooh, crunch, crunch, and close. Our boy Georgie is very busy holding down the bed. This is prime kitty sleeping time. Highly unlikely he will make an appearance. He took a big walk out in the yard this morning and then a lap through the neighborhood in his stroller, where he got to meet our little doggy friends, Amos and Arnie. They were very excited to say hello. Everybody was nice and calm and well behaved. Good. Circles down low. Again, sit up nice and tall. Pull your shoulder blades kind of back and down so your shoulders sit back in their socket. They'll circle better if you get them back there. And then reverse. Good. Now I'm going to do a side bend. So reach up, 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 and over. Oh, that feels so good. Again, up and over. So I'm really trying to open up this whole side, pulling the shoulder away from the hip and just gently bending the spine. Good, 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 good. Let's see, I think I started on this arm. And so I'm going to end on this arm. Beautiful. Cat-cow next. So hands on your knees, long spine, get it as long as you can, and then tuck your tail under, arch your back, tuck your chin, tilt your pelvis forward, point your belly button at your toes, lift your head and chest up. Just in case, and because I can do it so easily on camera, from the side, you're making a cat and a cow. Normally you do this move on hands and knees, And you look more like a cat and a cow when you're on hands and knees, but it actually works pretty well for your spine from seated like this. Just trying to take the whole spine from head to tail through whatever range of motion you've got in flexion and extension. Beautiful. Coming back around to the front, sitting up tall. I like to cross my arms. Again, pulling up out of my slump so that I can twist gently. My knees and hips stay straight ahead. Upper body turns to one side. We're still just warming up, so this is just about getting loose. Looser. Most of us will never see loose again. Just looser than we are. Ugh. Beautiful. That looks good. All right, so that's upper body warmed up. Let's go to the feet. I'm going to push my toes just out of the shot and then pick them up. So my feet are just a little bit ahead of my knees. Actually, this is a fun exercise. Let's try this since I just thought about it. Push your feet as far forward as you can, but still keep them on the floor. Let's see, if I scoot back a little bit, you might be able to see that. And then pull up your toes. So from the side, you can see my feet are way out there, and they got plenty of room to pull up, right? But now I'm going to slide them a little bit closer. This is about where we normally do this move. And you can feel it's a little bit harder. Your motion is a little bit more constrained. And then I'm going to pull them so that the lower legs are just about vertical. And you can see I don't get nearly as much lift here, right? But those muscles feel like they're working really hard because I've got them in an already shortened position, and I'm asking them to shorten even more. And if I try to pull the heels even closer underneath me, ooh, right there, I feel such a stretch that I can pull my toes up, but I can't pull the soles of the feet up. But man, do I feel that in the front. So now, keep your heels close underneath you and pick up your heels. So this is where we normally start this move, because from that position, you got lots of room for your calves to lengthen. And then I'm going to slide my feet a little bit forward so that my feet are pretty much right under my knees. And I can still get my heels up pretty well. And then when I push them a little further out, right, they open right up. But you can feel it's different. The sensation is different depending on whether the muscles you're working are starting from a neutral position or a lengthened position or a shortened position. Anyway, and it's, you know me, it's always good to do all of it. So now ankle circles. Try to get that ankle rolling all the way around. That feels good too. And then I'm going to reverse direction. That feels really good. And other foot. Circle. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. And other way. Beautiful. Okay. Sitting up tall again. Sit bones right underneath you. Spine nice and long. Belly button gently braced. Straighten and bend one knee. You know that I'm picturing you all in your bathing suits. I'm pretty sure this is not the day you were coming in your bathing suits, but maybe it's just Carol today in her bathing suit. Wish I could be there. I don't know how many that is. I'm switching. Give it a good squeeze at the top. Really feel those muscles contract. You can sort of feel how they stabilize your kneecap and your knee joint. And so you want to keep them strong. Good. Back to the first leg, still sitting up super tall. Swing out and back. This is just working your hip. Good. That's 12. Other leg. I was trying to remember how many of you would have seen my living room. Not many of you, because we used to Zoom during the pandemic, although not many people signed on, but I remember Phyllis. Phyllis would be there pretty regularly. Sherry and Ray, if you remember them, and Jean and Ron would be there on Zoom. And my dad, of course. That was how he first got dialed in to tuning in with the Avenues. I'm going into a march now. Anyway, I spent, I don't know, 2 years working out of this room. In fact, I just remembered because this big chair behind me is black and I wear a lot of black clothes. You see how I blend into it? And the carpet is dark. So I actually wrapped that big chair in a white sheet so that people could see me against it as a backdrop. Now I just put the big pillow back there. And don't worry about it too much. All right, I'm still marching. Anyway, happy memories of way back in the olden days of the pandemic. 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago now. Woof. Good. I'm going to change this into a little bit of a run. I'm trying to sit up tall. I feel like I'm leaning back a little bit, but I'm trying not to. Really working the core and the hip flexors here. That's probably enough, right? How about jumping jacks? So again, tall, support yourself in the middle. Jumping jacks. Legs out, arms overhead, or of course, legs out, arms crossed down here if you prefer. And since you're balancing there on your sit bones, it's actually a lot of work. It's a lot of core work to keep from falling out of your chair when you do this. Good. And now kick and punch. So again, tall on your chair, opposite arm and leg. Good, 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 good. I forgot to ask on Wednesday how many of you have actually gone into the exercise room, the one with the machines, and used some of the machines since we went over how to use them. Don't forget, they're there for you to use. And I'm sure Joe would help you figure out how to get them set up for you again in exchange for you leaving them alone for the 10 minutes you're on the machines. It's a fair trade-off. All right, that's enough nonsense. Let's grab your weights if you're using them. Whew. And we'll build some muscle. Build some muscle here. So sitting up tall, I think I'm going to do hammer curls to presses, both arms together. So thumbs to shoulders and then press straight up. I'm thinking about trying to keep my elbows kind of right in front of my shoulders. They like to drift a little bit, but I'm trying not to let them just slop around. So bicep curl, overhead press, bottom half of your bicep curl. Nice and controlled all the way. And completely forgot to count. Let's call that 7. Close enough. That was 8, 9. Whenever I forget to count, I always just say we were on 6 or 7 or 8. It's close enough, right? The real secret is do this until your muscles feel fatigued and you feel like, oh man, I just can't even. Which frankly, we rarely go that far. For some of you, 12 will get you that far. But for most of us, we could do more. I'm pretty sure that's 13. We better do 14 for good luck. There we go. That's enough. That is enough. All right, sitting up tall, shoulders down in your back pocket, spine nice and long, core engaged, knuckles out to the sides. I'm just going to reach out to the sides, shoulder high, and back down. Trying to do this with exquisite control. If you have to heave your arms up or feel them drop down, you don't have exquisite control. You might have a weight that's too heavy, right? So even if you have to do this with no weight, it's really good for you to do it with really good control in both directions. And once again, not counting, we'll call that 8. Because I'm getting tired. When you do them slow, it's harder, right? The time under tension, the time you keep those muscles under tension matters. If you don't think so, just hold your arms out like this. Oh, and see how quickly they fatigue. All right, I'm going to do one more just to shake that off. Oh, good. Now I'm turning sideways so you can see. You can stay straight on. I'm going to do a row, palms up, so palms facing away from me. I am hinging over my lap, reaching my weights out in front of my feet. Let's see if I can do this without banging the chair, and then pulling the elbows and shoulders back and together. So I'm thinking about the shoulders doing the pull. I don't know if this reads on camera or not, but shoulders first and arms follow through. And then when I'm not trying to make it really obvious, I just do it a little bit more smoothly. But I really try to originate the motion, start the pull from right there between the shoulder blades. I'm using my core quite a bit to hold up my spine on this weird bent angle so that my lower back stays relaxed because I'm being held up from the front. And again, I have no idea how many that is. Now this move, you guys are probably strong enough to do with a heavier weight than you've been using. So I know that's more than 12, and we could probably go on forever with this, but we won't because we're sensible people. All right, let's do one more weight move. I'm going to turn palms to the back, hinge forward just a little bit, keep the elbows straight, and lift and lower. So lift, hold for a beat. You really want to feel the back of your upper arms kind of quivering, and then lower with control. That's only 3. I'm going to speed it up a little now. 4, but not a lot. 5. Good. 6. We're halfway there. 7. 8. You feel how much harder this is to do it slowly? 9. 10. Try to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. It's hard. 11, especially as your triceps get tired, the other muscles will want to help. And that is enough. Let's call that good. I'm going to put one weight down behind me or on the floor and hold just one. And I'm going to paddle my canoe. So tall posture. I'm holding the weight with both hands, pulling down one side of my canoe, and then reaching forward, pulling down the other side. This is an abdominal exercise. Even though you're moving your arms, you're rotating your spine, it's these muscles that are controlling all of that that you're working on. And believe me, if you were paddling a canoe in water, you'd feel you gotta pull. And you don't pull with your arms, you pull from here. Oh. And again, I have no idea how many that is, but we won't do all of them because we don't have to. How about one more on each side? There's one. And last. Good. We better do a little bit of standing up work. Man, I'm running out of time. Time flies, whether you're having fun or not. So take your time, come up and join me in standing. I'm going to stand behind my chair, but you stand, sorry, I'm going to stand beside my chair. You stand behind yours. Okay. Feet hip width apart, toes straight ahead, nice tall posture. See that one hip still rides a little bit higher than the other, but I'm working on it. Up on your toes and back down. That's 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Let's do a marching step. So I'm going to march and tap with the opposite hand, trying to keep tall. So you're shifting your weight, balancing on one leg, getting a little bit of abdominal rotation going on. And, you know, if you want to go faster and bigger, you'll get your heart rate up. I actually think most of us benefit from slowing it down a little bit and working on our balance. Beautiful. Good. Let's do some hamstring curls. So standing at your chair, one leg back behind you, tuck that tail under, get up tall, hold that solid position through your torso while you pull the heel up toward the hip. I'm keeping the foot behind me so that this knee, the moving knee, stays pointed straight down. Watch for your knee drifting forward, right? That's cheating. You're bringing your heel close to your hip, but you're not actually working this guy back there, right? We want to work your hamstring, and you get a better pull if you have your hip slightly extended. I don't know how many that is. I'm going to call that enough. Switch legs, set up, tuck your tail under, belly in, tall posture, kick it up. except I'm not really kicking. I'm really controlling, right? I'm pulling up and pushing down, pulling up, pushing down. I'm pretending that I've got some kind of force, a lead boot or something that I'm hauling up and then having to resist on the way down. Dang. We should be stretching already. All right, let's do that then. 1 foot back, back heel to the floor. Just relax and enjoy that stretch. I'm trying to keep knees and toes straight ahead. And I'm trying to relax there. And then other leg. Big step back. Ooh, that's tight. Ugh. Back heel to the floor. There we go. Settling down a little bit. Okay, so now grab the back of your chair for downward facing dog. Walk backwards. Pull your hips back. Flatten out your spine as best you can. Reach your head that way, your tail that way. If you need to, I really want your sit bones pointing straight back, so not rounding down through your spine. Reach your sit bones back. You may need to pop a little bend in your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Right? You can experiment with that. Bend your knees, straighten your knees, and you'll get a stretch in your hamstrings. Ah, that actually feels kind of good. Good, then I'm going to bend my knees, tuck my tail under, walk to my chair, and come back around to seated. For a quick figure 4. So 1 foot up on the opposite knee, get super tall through your spine. Remember, if you're crowded here, you can lean back a little bit, but if your hip has good external rotation and that knee falls out to the side, then you might be able to tilt your pelvis forward and feel more stretch back here. This is a tricky move, right? People feel this very differently. If you're super tight in your quads and the top of your thigh, you may feel it in your knee. A lot of people are really tight on their inner thigh, and that's where they feel this. And until you get that stuff loosened up, you might not feel it in your hip. But this is really designed to stretch out the outside of your hip. I'm switching legs. But as with all the stretches, that's tight today, where you feel it is where you need it. Okay, tall, and then tip forward if you can. Remember, it's not supposed to hurt. So just get to the point where you feel a comfortable stretch and kind of hang out there. Take a deep breath. It's all good. Beautiful. I'm going to untangle, do a quick seated twist. So reach across, get tall, rotate, look over your shoulder if you come around that far. Think about keeping your spine really nicely stacked, head over shoulders over hips, and you're just rotating. And then come back around gently and over to the other side, tall, and turn. And back to the front. A little bit of a wide stance with your feet, and hallelujah, here we go. Big reach, lengthen your whole spine, side bend a little bit, open it up, decompress, and then tall once again in the middle. Keep reaching out from the top of your head as you dive forward. When your hips won't go any further, then you can round down. Pause here, take a deep breath. See if you can get your lungs to help expand this lower back. Oh, that feels so good. And then to come up, brace your belly, hands on your knees, and push. And have a fabulous, fabulous day. I will see you back here on Wednesday. No, that's not right. I'll see you back here on Monday. I'll be here on Monday, and then Wednesday will be live from Kentucky. So see you back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. I wish I could see you. I'd give you all hugs, but see you again this way as soon as possible. Bye.